Welcome to part 2 of the IMR for Friday 22nd September 2017. Um, we had a extended part 1 discussion, um, almost I think double the time or more of what we usually do, and went into a lot of factors a bit in detail or a lot in detail, macros, global, financial, GDP, fiscal, political, um, and then we looked at relative performance of sectors, etc. And so, having done that in pretty much a lot more depth than normal, what I will do in this session when we do the Nifty 50 review is do a not a zoomed up review, but much faster than normal review for the 50 stocks, and only if we see something where uh, something is outstanding, as in a really, really good setup, then I will discuss it more in detail. Otherwise, I'm just going to skip on to the next chart. So starting off right in earnest with the stocks in alphabetical order, starting with auto sector, and in that looking at Bajaj Auto. So one really, really nice thing, and like I said, so in part one, that everything is becoming very, very stock specific in the market now. So here we have Bajaj Auto weekly. One thing is that on a daily chart, it has actually done a new life high, but has come down sharply from that. But as you can see, since August, all the up moves have been on really, 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 really good volumes, while the down moves are all consolidation types and not a lot of selling. And that's the case even for now. Uh, Come back to 3000 today. Psychological mark, low price was 3008.05, and then recovered a bit. And for now, looks like 3000 is really, really a good bet. But weekly chart, you can very clearly see this double top. Both of them have a very nice um, shooting star formation. And what will be really nice to what will be interesting to see going forward is whether the shooting star now puts a very important top in place, or is this something which is just a short-term thing and then the market goes up, because clearly it's been about 6 months of or more, almost 1 year of consolidation, and we'll have to watch. Right, so really nothing very compelling in this, but again, for I think a longer term investors or even for traders, if it comes down to about 2.6 or something, 2.8, and then probably be a good buying opportunity. And then once it breaks 3.1, 3.5 for sure. Hero Motors had done definitely better than um, Bajaj Auto, its rival, for some time, but clearly, things like divergences have made the stock retreat. It's come back to its previous life high. Interestingly, on very high volumes today. So more like a wait and watch. I wouldn't be too much in a hurry to short any of these, because these are looking pretty good in the long term. Do not trade against the bigger trend, as we all know. It's probably a correction at this point, and we will review later. So it's a stock in no man's land, so no comments. Maruti, amazing stock, going from strength to strength to strength to strength to strength. 8,000 2 weeks back, 8,000 what, 250 now. Looks like getting to 8,500. Let's think, how does this happen? Right. Okay, so looks like in a consolidation zone, um, and could actually, for all I know, break out of this. I would definitely not want to short this extremely strong stock. Diwali coming up, some new launches coming up, right? And could really, really go up. So I would not want to sell it, not want to short it. If I'm holding it, I would continue to hold on to it. Looks like a flag, 7,500 to 8,000, say 8,200, 8,100, 600 rupees. And if it breaks out, then 8,500, 8,600 is a distinct possibility, but that's a little iffy right now. We'll wait and watch and see what happens. M&M, so clearly that has been struggling, right? And what's to note about this in M&M is actually the 3-year consolidation that is going on in M&M, right? And we'll have to, there's really nothing to do till the consolidation either breaks out or breaks down. Comes to about 1200, might be a good time to buy. And given the overall mood of the market, it's quite possible it'll come down to 1200 and even to 11,000, 1150. Definitely pick it up, tight stop loss at that time, and then wait for it to go back to 1350, 1400, and 1500 breaks. Then we've got a 200-300 move, rupee move coming up on it. Okay. So again, nothing compelling till it comes to 1150 or 1200. Tata Motors, really one of those auto companies which has done almost nothing in the last 3 years. Downtrend getting over, too early to say, maybe, may not be. Had a nice move from 380 to 420. Looks like a flag now, but then the volume picture is not really typical of that. We'll have to wait for all the moving averages to break out, and once that happens, then we'll have to see what happens next, right? All right, so 2017, 20 1 year downtrend still very much in play, and any long-term trader investor should wait for this to break out before we get in. Eicher Motors, so this is one thing that is really done really well. Amazing how strong the stock is. Talking about which, they are going to launch their Bullet, right? I don't know how many of us know that Bullet is owned by Eicher. The twin cylinder Bullet is going to be showcased. I don't know when, somewhere. There was some news floating around. So that might be a good thing. Again, remember that Eicher and also Tata, and for that matter, Ashok Leyland also. Right, let's look at Ashok Leyland, because last time we looked at it, had made a life high, and well, had made another life high, looks like, and last 2 days it has come down. These are Tata Motors, Ashok Leyland, Eicher, three companies which are basically commercial vehicle. Of course, Tata Motors has cars, and going back to the fiscal stimulus possibility, there is a good possibility that these stocks may do well in the coming quarters because of the fiscal stimulus. So watch out for that. So coming back to Eicher Motors, um, comes to 29,500, could be a good time to buy. Still, definitely good buying still happening in that, no distribution, so an opportunity at 30,900 and at 29,600 to enter long. Bosch, stay away, right? It has a big symmetrical triangle for about 3 years. It's coming out of its apex, usually never a good thing in terms of follow up, in terms of price action. On the weekly chart, maybe some more grace can be given to it in terms of what it may do, may not do. But I think for now, we'll just leave it and wait and watch. So in the auto spaces, really nothing compelling except on lower levels and except for Maruti, which might be into a flag-like formation. Getting into the cement stocks, which about a month back we were bullish on, right? And if you look at, I think all of them, we are talking about them breaking triple tops or triple tops, and starting with the ACC, right? So come off sharply from going up. If when you look at this, you start looking at the volumes, looks like more uh, just a reaction rather than really strong sell-off. Could take support there. I hope you noticed that when I extended this support line, it was not adjusted again. It just took support there. May come down to 1600, 1625, and then perhaps bounce off from there. But right now, definitely looking, weak. But at around 1550 would possibly be a good buy. Again, about 2-3 years of consolidation. Same story for Ambuja, right? Triple top, sort of one top here, second top there, sort of a triple top, or definitely a third top there, broken out. It's come out and, well, unfortunately coming down with stronger volumes. So that's not a very happy sign. Who knows, may come to 260 and then turn back up to 285, 290. We'll have to wait and watch. No compelling selling, but wouldn't want to buy it here either. I think 250 on this stock is quite a possibility, looks like. So you may actually want to, again, for those of us who are thinking about shorting, the shorting opportunity was actually a day or two back. Right now it's in between, support and a resistance, no man's land, 50-50. So not a very good trade or opportunity in terms of risk reward ratio. Grasim, so this is a little tough in the sense, we've got this demerger of Grasim, which happened, Aditya Birla Financial Services, and yeah, from Grasim, right, 19th July. So the chart's not really, this new company is not really an entire representation of the old company. Again, rounding top, come to very close to long-term moving averages, could take support there. So nothing compelling there, right? Ultratech, well, had been going sideways for 4 months, has, well, yes, broken down. Today, definitely high volume compared to last 2-3 weeks, but if I probably take the 10-week or moving average, etc., probably nothing really great. It's come to 200-day moving average. Could it bounce back? Could be. Again, not really a trade. It's neither here or there. HUL, well, there you have it, made a new life high. And interesting, right, that all these FMCG companies, especially those like ITC, HUL, in spite of the big push by things like our Patanjali and Sri Sri and etc., really actually going from strength to strength. So there was about a few months back a real concern whether our local FMCG guys could beat these guys. Well, the stock market, I don't think so, and looks like these are very firmly on their way up. And especially when you see, divergences like this that are not panning out, you have to really give it to the stock. Having said that, you know, we are maybe coming to a place where this is mega overbought. Yes, it is coming to a place which is mega overbought. And uh, if you look at it from the weekly perspective, right, almost what would you say, starting from 2017, so like last 30 for 35 weeks, it's been going up and up and up. And the up moves are becoming a little weaker. You can see that in the volumes. Maybe an MACD crossover is imminent. You can uh, definitely a divergence in weekly RSI. Um, it's a little iffy. I would not be too keen on going long on this. Uh, could perhaps be a shorting opportunity in the days to come. Could, if it comes back to say 1300 or 1280, probably a good shot. Very likely, I think, to perhaps so that's 1200. I think 1220, 1200 is a pretty good chance. And then the really moved far away from its moving averages, which is not a good sign. There's usually a reversion that happens. So looking stretched, and I think correction could happen till 1220, and even also short, probably a short with a stop loss around 1260, 1265 is a good one to consider. And if it breaks below 1190, then I think 1160 and then even 1130 are quite possible. Those thinking really a little much longer term, few months. Um, I think it has to at some point come back to 1,000 rupees before we'll see a further up move. So a correction back to 1,000 when a bigger correction in the market comes, I think is just a matter of time. ITC, whoa, uh, surprising. Sort of didn't expect this. Really gotten beaten down. I wonder what happens. This was because the cigarette cess got increased and massive gap down 330 went to 290 and then trending down. ITC is a stock earlier known to recover from any tax shocks on its products, especially cigarettes. Um, but right now, looking very different. Let's see. Let's come to that support zone. So, sort of no man's land. I think best to wait and watch on ITC and see how it behaves around two. It's already there about 260, 265. May take support here. So, no comments for now. Coming to oil and gas, our refining and marketing companies. So there was that halagulla about petrol, diesel being at their highest prices, and then there was this announcement by the government that prices could come down. Basically, a hint that taxes would perhaps be reduced, and then suddenly you have this down moves in all the HPCL, BPCL, IOC, and that seems to have damaged sentiment. That was around this time, about or was it here a week back, right? So 408, let it come to 385, and then maybe there's a long. Um, looks like this is one of those IMRs where there are some IMRs where we found amazing good setups, immediately jump in like the next opportunity. So far, right till now, a lot of the stocks are in that neither here nor there zone. So nothing much to say about such opportunities except wait and watch. BPCL, more or less the same thing, 490. Right? Uh, hmm. All right, strong selling. All right, so here's maybe I'm just speculating. Quite possible that we have a divergence trap going on. Okay, so divergence was there, which has not yet sort of been settled, right? So you're seeing that both on the RSI and the MACD, and market has continued to go up, and then people tend to forget about this. And what's interesting is this is actually on a weekly chart. On a monthly chart, you're actually seeing a potential crossover, bearish crossover on MACD in the coming few weeks. And on the RSI, so if I take it from there, this point, you can see that there is an RSI bearish divergence. So I think a deeper correction on BPCL and IOC. Yep, on IOC also, looking at monthly charts, is perhaps on the books. So BPCL 490 looks a little implausible right now, what I'm going to say next, but 330 is something that cannot be ruled out in the weeks ahead, right? The government already having sort of hinted to the PSUs, oil PSUs, saying that they may need to absorb some of the price hikes going forward. It'll either affect their margins quite clearly, and we'll have to see what happens. So anyhow, 490 right now. I would definitely not be going long on any of these stocks anymore. Any move up to say 500, 510 resistance level should be used to short. Stop loss of around 513, and then maybe it goes down all the way to 460 and then even lower, right? ONGC, so that's coming out of a downtrend from 210 to 160. You have a double bottom there, or at the very least consolidating. uh, hmm, Looks like it could break 170 and then break 177 and then go up. Really, you've got a strong bullish divergence here, and sorry, yeah, we'll have to see how this pans out. Uh, Not broken that consolidation, but if 170 breaks, definitely go long for a target of 180 to maybe even 190 on ONGC. A good long-term stop loss is below 155. GAIL, Gas Authority of India, should probably be picking it up at lower levels at around 385, and if it breaks 440, then go long. NTPC, there's nothing on that stock to discuss. Neither is there on Power Grid, I think. All right, so Power Grid. So not really a wedge, but looking 200, 205, then maybe a good long opportunity. Till then, stay away. Really nothing. It's like clearly showing lower tops, lower bottoms. Tata Power, very erratic. If you're a long-term player, maybe you can look at it. Otherwise, I think stay away from the stock uh, and wait. All right. Reliance. So stock did a bonus, and then basically all the chart studies have to be redone. But so this is the adjusted price. So in a sense, it actually did make a new life high on closing basis also. Today it's come down, and what's really interesting, it's come down on very low volumes, right? So we also have a bearish divergence on Reliance, okay, but it's come down on low volumes, and for all you know, it could suddenly revive and then get picked up and then turn around. But perhaps it will come all the way to 790, even 800 before a turnaround happens. So there is clearly divergence there and divergence there. That is weighing the stock down, apart from, of course, just general sentiments. And yep, so 800, perhaps a good time to pick up that stock at that time. Till then, wait and watch. Coming to the PSU bank, private sector banks, HDFC just going from strength to strength to strength to strength. I've said this n number of times. Do not, do not, do not short the stock, right? And just have to just hold on to it. and any opportunity that it gives you to buy at low levels, just keep picking it up. So if it comes to around 1750, buy more. For now, definitely small short-term top is in place. ICICI Bank, so this one, really doing pretty badly. Uh, on this one, I would look at maybe on shorting it. If 275 breaks, go short. Stop loss at 282 and all the way to 260 and maybe even 250 is definitely a possibility on ICICI Bank, right? Wait, hold on. Reviewing that decision or that call or that view. Uh, Good support at around 250, 268, too close to that support. Don't short, don't go long, just leave it, ignore it. Also, it's very close to the 200-day EMA. For all you know, might just take support there and move up. So again, it's in no man's land for a trade. Kotak Bank, well, this is one where I guess one should keep watching for it to come down and then pick it up for it to go up. 1,000 rupees is what it's still getting used to, being a 1,000 rupee stock, and uh, it's going to be a very, I think, slow move up, something for only very patient people. So no trading opportunity, but I would say that possibly an investment opportunity is definitely there. Right. IndusInd Bank, right? So this has also done quite well, very strong moves. It was one of our, I think a month back IMR. If you review, kept saying buy this one, and I think Yes Bank also, if I'm right. Yep, Yes Bank also. Just buy. So both of these in some sort of a correction mode. Right. Again, not to be shorted. Keep watching till it comes to one of these maybe longer term moving averages and then perhaps pick it up. Both on Yes Bank and on IndusInd Bank. IndusInd Bank 330 possible. Wait and watch. Okay. Axis Bank going nowhere. Moving averages still, something is cooking in this stock, that's for sure. I've been saying this for I don't know after how many months again and again. Something is cooking in Axis Bank, and I haven't been reading any news of late, so I'm not sure what. But something inside the people who know it are just waiting and watching and patiently um, doing nothing actually, and waiting for some sort of announcement to come. If anybody has any info, any insight, any um, research report, anything that they know about, please reach out, let me know. But till then, nothing technical on Axis Bank to be done. State Bank of India, Bank of Baroda. Oh, interesting. All right, so State Bank of India to be shorted. Yeah. Uh, hmm, Probably 240 is a possibility. Uh, the only point of hesitation is looks like we've got some support from MACD and stochastic as to some bullish divergences. 260 looking more and more like today's reaction was just a emotional knee-jerk reaction. Very little shorting volumes or selling volumes anywhere, at least from what we've seen. So sort of wondering. This one, Bank of Baroda, if you look at it, formed a nice, you know, saucer, almost a bowl, and might break out. And it's come to a multi-year support of around from 2012 onwards, around 140. And so really nothing compelling, no really great opportunity. but yeah, watch out for this level to be broken out in the future, especially that. And when that happens, this could easily break out. Not yet having a typical saucer type thing in the volume pattern, but it might do that. And actually, if it goes back up, notice left shoulder, big head, right shoulder, breaks out with good volumes, then 140 to 150, 10 rupee move, 160, and that brings it very conveniently to its 200-day moving average. This could be a good trading opportunity, and if it comes to around 139, 138, one could consider going long with a stop loss below 135, 134. Right, so might actually be a decent long opportunity here because of long-term supports, because of the short-term nature of the short-term picture and the volumes, and a potential head and shoulder bottom in place. Right, surprising that we found a long in a PSU bank. Actually, this is why being stock specific is so important. HDFC, so that continues to continue to do well. Uh, right, so this is another one which has in a sense gone, won't say mega overbought, but could be doing a negative MACD crossover in the week ahead. But long term, yes, it's long only. For now, consolidating for the last 2 months. Once it breaks 1,800, then 2,000 is an opportunity. But till then, just do nothing. Just wait and watch. India Bulls Housing Finance, again, that's another thing that's gone up, made a double top. All these housing finance companies seem to have done well in the last few weeks. Uh, Volume's not so good. Don't buy this till it breaks 1310. Uh, okay. Comes to 1160, 1150, could be a good opportunity to buy. Don't short, wait and watch. It comes to around 1160 or 1150. Consider, look at the chart that again, and then maybe it's being a buying opportunity. Let's see. IT, wow. TCS sitting nice and tight at 2500 psychological mark. Uh, Explained all the reasons why one could look at IT, and well, this one is just sitting there. Could be a good option trade actually for next month or even next week. Might be too much. 2500 call. Anybody is looking at it? TCS, there should be some liquidity. Could buy it and even consider a bullish spread. 2500 call long, 3000 call short. Otherwise, but 3000 call will probably not have any liquidity. 2800, 2810, it's life high. Okay, interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Anybody knows about calendar spreads? Yeah, you could short the 2500 August. Sorry, we're in September. Short the 2500 September contract, go long on the 2500 October contract, both for calls for TCS, and see how that pans out. Might be an interesting thing, but notice whole of August, even from July, did nothing. So about 2 months of consolidation. We'll have to see what happens next. Okay. Infi. Oh, so I'd probably want to just stay away from it right now. Um does it break 860 or does it go back up? Move on. Wipro, yep, that buyback very much there, quite strong. Uh, just a matter of time. Breaks 300, then on to 320, 330. Wipro, I think, can be bought. Looking at the weekly chart, looking good. Indicators looking good. So, yep, Wipro could be bought. Just have to be patient for it to break 300, then 320. Easily a what 8-10% move from current prices. HCL Tech. So that's the big challenge for HCL Tech is 900, 910. And today, big move after 3 days of going down. Very, very good volumes today, but we've had such volumes in the past. So basically struggling with this stock at around 900, right? It has to break, no shorting. 900 breaks out on good volumes, then 950 will happen, I think, much faster than the previous 50 rupees have happened in the last 2-3 months. Stop loss for this, I would put as a trader below 860, 858, and definitely below 845. Tech Mahindra, well, continues to go up. 450, 460 is where it is stuck at. If 460 breaks out, then 500 is, I think, a pretty good opportunity on the stock. We'll have to wait and watch and see if 500 can happen on. Yep, I think 500 on Tech Mahindra is quite possible. You'll have to be patient. Could easily come back to 435, 430, take support there in that range, and then go back up. So uh, if you're patient, I think and or buy it and hold 500 should be seen in a month or two. Yep, a month or two. Maybe at the end of October, maybe even November. Coming to metal stocks, Hindalco, okay, sell off, high volumes, just stopped at the 50-day moving average, probably going to break down and go to the 220, the 100-day moving average, and then who knows, maybe even lower to 200 rupees is a possibility. Right, so this is one thing about Hindalco. It's basically come pretty close to its life high. Right, so metal stocks, there you go. Very, very interesting. Is it going to break out? Was today's move just a technical sell off because the double top meeting with the life high, and it's coming to its life high after 6 years, 2011, where it went up, right? And yep, it's a stock for any long-term portfolio investor, I think, to hold on to and be very, 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 very patient. Definitely sell off, definitely a bearish divergence on that. So wait for maybe lower price at around 220, and definitely if it comes to 200, one should buy Hindalco. No hurry to buy it tomorrow. Probably down moves more, and once it breaks 250, 300 on this stock in a few months, 6 months, possible. Tata Steel. So again, coming to its 700 rupees, which it has come to after 2011. 2011 it was there. It's back there after 6-7 years. And if it breaks that, then very slowly, patiently, all the way to 900 or 1000 on Tata Steel is definitely a possibility, right? So that is something to keep in mind. If it does, and again, notice the very, very low volume today, right? All technical pullback. So if it comes to around 620, that will really be a good opportunity. 580 also will be a good opportunity. Coal India, I think is, I would stay away from this, though it's come to its multi-year levels. Some talk about, reorganization, breakup, making it into smaller companies. Anything could happen. So, but yeah, if you are a short-term trader, then long is what I would think. It's come to a good support, 250. You could go long on it now with a stop loss below 246. Has to break 260 to go to 270, right? Quite possible. All right. So metals all are long at lower prices, right? Then Sun Pharma. right? So all the pharma stocks were coming out from their lows. Yeah, bullish divergence, which we had mentioned on weekly charts, really not there now. We're getting lower lows here, but looks like things are being bought. Uh, Wait and watch. Looks like a flag. Only problem is you've got all these long-term moving averages sitting on top to offer good resistance. But still, 480 to 530, 50 rupees breaks that. Then either easily 550 and then 580 for anybody with patience. Next 3-4 months, this is an opportunity. Long. Dr. Reddy's, whoa, definitely pick up Dr. Reddy's. Looks like amazing recovery, lots and lots of accumulation happening, big bulk deal, and that was 1st of September. Then we had this yesterday, which was 21st of September. This stock is being bought big time. Who knows? I don't know. Institutions, FIIs, promoters, but big buying going on. So we had a mega oversold that happened here, and then a lot of big time buying. For anyone holding it long term, this is definitely a stock to buy. If it comes down, buy more at from the picture that we are seeing now. Once it breaks 2600, you will see much higher levels. Right? Definitely a strong buy. So fine, we found one good strong buy. One good strong buy. Cipla. Sorry, Dr. Reddy's. And Cipla. Right? Cipla consolidating 3-4 months along its moving averages, attempting to break out. This is like a 1 year consolidation in my view, attempting to break out, and definitely one of the much better performers than the other pharma stocks, at least in the large cap space. And yeah, Cipla is another buy. Dr. Reddy's is a buy. Cipla is a buy. Sun Pharma going back to it. I think it's a matter of time it'll break out. It looks like a flag. So yep, I would put a buy on all the large cap pharma stocks. Lupin 2, it's basically stuck at that resistance psychological mark, 1,000 rupees, etc. But suddenly you might see a big up move like you saw in Dr. Reddy's and in Cipla. Don't be surprised if you see that in Lupin in the coming week or month, right? Especially maybe after expiry. So this is another really good opportunity. All the pharma stocks are good setups both for traders and I think or longer term investors, right? Oro Pharma, that's looking a little iffy, but it'll probably go up also. But I think what we've seen in everything else is more than enough opportunity already. So yep. Bharti Airtel. Oh, what happened? Big gap down, moved up. We were talking about the stock breaking 440, consolidating for almost 7-8 years, and then who knows. Uh, okay, so 7-year consolidation still going on. No clue when that consolidation will break, but what's interesting is a big long tail today. So people definitely buying it at lower volumes at around 370, right? 400 psychological mark could go either way, in my opinion. Uh, I would not want to short this anymore. I think at some point after the 7-year consolidation is going to break out, and I would rather buy this at lower prices and just accumulate. But 400, 450 breaks out, then 550, 600, very possible. Infratel, okay, another long opportunity for traders. Looks like looking like a flag, though. This thing is this some bulk deal or something is messing up the volume picture a bit. But yeah, from 375 to 400 and then 380. So 25 rupees, it's come down to 390. 25 rupees makes it go to 410, 415, and then who knows, maybe even 4 and 30 From a trader's perspective, good one. Lots of support below. Unlikely to break below 370. Should probably keep buying it if it comes down. LNT, so I had broken that, almost 1 year resistance of 1185, has been beaten down and on fairly decent volumes, unlike many of the other stocks where we've seen very low volumes. But on the longer term, when you see the weekly chart, you can see gradual diminishing of volumes, consolidation. It's just, I think, a matter of time before it breaks out 1185, 1200 breaks out. Very quickly, it will be at 1500, 1550. Right? Okay. Z, no comments, consolidating till it breaks 650 or below 510, then only some action. Asian Paints, whoa, actually made a new life high, huh? And then coming back down a bit. A lot of aggressive advertising, looks like, of rate. Yep. Breaks 1200, then it could actually go up to 13. Nothing compelling right now. Okay, so let's leave it. And finally, last stock, Adani Ports, making life highs. Nice, systematic trend. All right, so that was the old life high. All right, and then that's the new life high. Just wondering, just speaking my mind out, this Adani Group, which is known to be close to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, could get a lot of benefit from any fiscal push. So watch out for that from a event perspective. Technically comes down to 375, then think about buying it. Right. All right. So to conclude, looks like, I think, first of all, very pleasantly surprised with. Didn't find any compelling short. All the compelling ones are all long, especially in the pharma space, IT space, and even Bank of Baroda, the public sector bank. And even Reliance Industries. Yes, right. So the 157-point fall today looks like a technical glitch. Looks like next week, maybe because of expiry, it may not go up too much. But once the expiry pressure is over, or we still have 4 days to go, 10,000 on the Nifty is quite possible on the way back. But like we've seen in today's IMR, it's a very, very stock specific market, and you've got to be really focused with your trades and positions. So interesting that in spite of very bearish sentiments, the charts are basically saying, go long. Again, one more interesting IMR in the sense of showing how the big picture hides more than it reveals, and why it is so important to actually drill down to find the really, really, really good opportunities. Right. So with that, we come to the end of this part 2 of the IMR. The recording will be up tomorrow, maximum afternoon. Send it to all the BIC IMR subscribers in the mentorship group. So I hope it's been good. I hope it's been insightful. Get back with any comments and questions, and see you next week. Have a good week. Make some money. Bye.